Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I drew Genshin in my style. First off, I'm going to draw a screenshot. Here it is. And the second one that I'm going to make is actually art from an album. So here that one is. I'll show that on screen. So let's get into the first art piece. If you're at all familiar with Genshin Impact, you'll know that the Travelers had a lot of accomplishments. So in this scene, basically we are telling people what our accomplishments are for like a competition. And everyone is very surprised, and Paimon and Aether are like, yeah, we're awesome by the way. And I always thought this scene was funny, and I randomly saw this picture on Google, and I'm like, I should draw this. So yes, I started out with my sketch, and again, I used it as my line art. I don't really do line art most of the time. It's a very rare occurrence for me to do line art. I just clean up my sketch. I find it way easier to do that. And I am not going to lie, I was struggling a bit for these, I guess they're facial expressions, and also Paimon's side view was a little bit hard to do because you can see part of her other eye, I guess, so it was a little bit more difficult, but I think it looks okay in the end. I also changed Aether's eyes quite a few times, and they look way better at the end than right now, I think. Aether's eyes were kind of a struggle for me because I was trying to make them look like they were, I guess, like not open all the way, but I didn't want them to look super small. So I was like, where's the balance to make his eyes not look super tiny, but also make them look like they're half closed? Okay, now I'm heading on to the coloring. And for the coloring, for my process, I have to fill in everything manually because, again, I do not have line art. It can be a little bit of a pain to do this, but I find it easier most of the time to fill it in this way instead of making an outline and then filling it in with the bucket tool, because Ibis Paint's bucket tool is not the best, at least in my experience using it. I do often add blush to all of my characters, and when I choose the blush color, I choose the base color for the skin, and then I switch the hue to a little bit more red and make the color darker, and then I apply it to their face, and then I turn down the opacity to my liking. It is honestly probably one of my favorite parts of art. I don't know why, I think it brings so much life to the face, and I really love it. Thankfully, there weren't a lot of the details visible, so I didn't have to draw a lot of the Genshin details that are in the designs. Right here, I'm starting on the clouds, and let me tell you, I don't know why, I absolutely love these clouds. And usually when I draw clouds, I have to redraw them like multiple times, and I don't know why, clouds can be a struggle for me, and I don't really know why. It's probably because I don't look at enough references. So don't be like me, guys, and use your references because it's going to help you so much. For the shading, I kept things a little bit more on the simple side, and I just did some simple cell shading. I also applied a layer of multiply so that both characters would be darker so the highlights would pop more. I also added a shadow like across the characters' faces, like in the original screenshot. For the shadows that are across their faces, I decided to make the edge of the shadows a little bit warmer because they're closer to the light source, and I decided to make the other side, which is further away, like a cooler color, and I think this really adds a nice like touch to the piece, and it makes it like have more depth, and I really like that, and I've been doing that a lot more recently. Just adding more like color variation is very fun to me, so yeah. I also did edit Aether's face a little bit, and right now I'm kind of just editing their eyes and adding some more details and cleaning things up pretty much. Pretty much at the end of all my pieces, I have to spend some time cleaning up and going through layers and erasing like lines and stuff. Recently though, I have been painting over it, so that makes it a little bit easier so I don't have to sort through all of my layers. I think this is really where the piece starts to come together, where I add filters and I clean things up and I'm painting over everything. It just really makes a big difference, I think. And right about now, I'm starting to paint over on Ether mostly. I mostly painted over on Ether, not a lot on Paimon, but I'm really glad that I did because I think it really helped for his hair. And I added some like flyaways and just more hair strands, and I think it looks really nice. I think I also liquefied his face so his eyes were up even higher because I was like, I'm still not happy with his face. And right here, I'm painting over Paimon and just cleaning things up and adding some more hair strands and making her hair look a little bit better. At the end of all my pieces, I usually add a filter on top just to really, really make it special. And I think this really helps again with color variation. So yeah, I use a lot of the filters that are in Ibis Paint, like the gradation filters, I forget what they're called. But yeah, I really, really love this. And this one I use the anime filter, and I think it really, really turned out so well because of it. And here's the finished piece, and I think it turned out really well overall, and it's not perfect, and I would probably change things now, but overall I'm happy with it. I'm not mad at this one. Okay, so on to the next one. So for this next one, this one was actually redrawing an art piece from one of Genshin's albums, and I love the Stellar Moments covers. This one is volume 4. These covers are so pretty. I've actually already drawn the second Stellar Moments already. I actually did it twice. So again, I'm going to start off with my sketch, and I was having so much fun drawing the hair. Lumine's hair was so much fun. And I don't know, I had a good time with this piece. It was just cool, and I don't know, the colors and everything was really fun, and I love these characters so much. Genshin has such a special place in my heart. For the coloring, I actually did some of the background first, so I could see the lighter colors a little bit easier on my canvas. It's probably better to start with your background first because it helps you to see the values better. And there are probably other reasons too that I can't think of right now. But yeah, I do not usually do that, and I should. For the shading, I kept things pretty light in this one, and I used a blue color. And then I changed my layer to multiply, and that is pretty much how I always shade things. And for the highlights, I pretty much use a yellow or a orange, and then I set it to add. Right now, I'm adding some more details to the background, and for these stars, I don't know why these stars sometimes give me trouble drawing them, and I feel like sometimes they don't look right. And it shouldn't be hard to draw, right? Because we literally have the mirror, ruler, and then we have, the liquefy tool. So I don't know why it's hard for me, because it really shouldn't be. But yeah, I was honestly having fun, adding these details. Oh, and right here I used, to get that effect around the stars like that, I used one of the, airbrushes and then erase the middle of it, and honestly I couldn't believe I got such a nice effect with that. I really like the way that it turned out, the background, and I love this piece so much. Right now I'm kind of just cleaning things up. Again, I painted over in this piece quite a bit, and honestly I even got rid of some of my sketch lines by painting over it, which usually I don't like doing that when painting over it, but this piece I was just I'm not sorting through these layers. I'm just I don't care. But yeah, I think it looks okay in the end, and it kind of makes the hair look softer this way, which I'm not complaining because to me this piece is just really soft and gentle. And towards the end, I added a filter and I put on some canvas texture, and that is the end of this piece. I honestly had so much fun making both of these, and I hope you had fun watching these. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Keep drawing, guys, and don't forget, Jesus loves you.